Hello, my beautiful friend. Welcome to Life Lately. This is my monthly series where I'm talking to you about my life and what's happening in it, more on a personal note. I do this often on Instagram, particularly on Instagram stories over at mom.onpurpose, but I also wanted to have a way to connect with you on the podcast because our podcast community is so big, and I know that most of the podcasts, but for this series, are very topic specific. They are created with you in mind and with the idea that I want to offer you tools and support and solutions that I'm using and that I'm also using with the thousands of clients that I have the privilege of helping and coaching throughout all of my coaching and course platforms. So with that is what this monthly series is about. I started it last month. This month, I have just some fun life updates for you. So also, I want to mention that if you are not on my email list, you've got to get on my email list because you get this monthly series with photos of all of the things that I'm going to talk about. And so it's very visual. It's just a nice way to connect. And as an aside, I thought that all of you listening were on my email list, and I thought that all of the email list community were also podcast listeners, and I have recently uncovered that is not the case. I don't know why it took me this long to find that out, but it is a very different audience. Just there's not the overlap that I thought. I would have guessed that the overlap was like 95%, and it's not even close to that. Less than 50% overlap. So, podcast listeners, I am speaking to you, my friend. Get on my email list over at momonpurpose.com/subscribe. You will get some weekly emails from me with tips and tools, and you will also get this monthly series. I also send out any emails related to promotions and kind of what's going on. I would love to see you over there so you can get the best content delivered right to your inbox. All right, with that, let's dive into what's been happening. Well, baby Jack is 5 months old, and at the time of recording this, it is the beginning of May, so he will actually be 6 months old in just a couple of weeks. And his cute little 5-month photo is in this email, and it's just such a fun age. He's out of the newborn phase, but he's not yet moving around. He's just happy and just delighted to be watching his brothers, and I find it so fun and special. There is something so unique and special about having kids who are all the same sex, all boys. And I love that. I think, I never could have seen it ahead of time or predicted it. And I get people are well-intended when they ask, are you going to go for a girl? But they totally miss the beauty and the uniqueness and the special bond that exists when you have the same sex in all of your kids. And of course, that's the story I tell myself, and it's very empowering. So whatever kids you have, tell the story that supports that being the exact mix of kids that you were supposed to have. That's what I do, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So what else is going on? This month, I hosted an in-person reinvention day downtown Chicago with Mom on Purpose members. Oh my goodness, my friends, it was amazing. I did this about 6 months ago, and I had a completely different format this time. Holy cow. I cannot quite put into words the magic that happened that day. It was just full of connection, community, deep learning, conversations, planning, and reinvention of our future selves. I am so grateful for everyone who attended, and we just took it to the next level. So I'm hopeful that this is something I continue to do every 6 months. I really base it off of demand and, of course, what's happening in my life. But so far, every 6 months tends to be how I'm offering these live in-person days, and I only offer it to those of you inside the membership. So if you're interested in coming, be on the lookout for that, but you need to be a member. And if you were there, my friend, shout out to you because this was definitely the best one ever. I loved it. I know you all loved it, and I'm so grateful for that experience. I also took a solo business trip this month to New York City. It was so much fun for me and jam-packed with business and planning and creating. I loved every minute of it. I was there with my coach, and I do not leave my boys when they are this little. So this was a very rare exception. And I was very grateful that my husband and mother-in-law were there with my kids so that I could go. We have 2 kids who still get up throughout the night. So that's really the biggest challenge. One person can definitely handle it through the day. I'm the primary childcare throughout the day. But at night, it gets challenging if 2 out of the 3 kids are up, just how to help them sleep and do all of that. So very grateful that my mother-in-law helped out with that and I was able to go. And New York City, oh my goodness, it has such a special place in my heart. Really fun, interesting fact about me is that I did a 4-week acting for film program in New York City when I was... how old was I? I don't know, 20, 21, something like that. I was in college. I have a theater minor and I have been back a few times, but it's been years. And I don't know, I just have a special place in my heart for big cities, and New York City is definitely at the top of that list. I feel like Chicago is so different, but you get like a small taste of that big city life. And of course, I'm in the suburbs anyway, so it's very rare I'm downtown. And it was just a lot of fun. We also celebrated Easter with my family and my in-laws in Chicago. And it was just a really fun, memorable time, gathering, playing with everyone, all of the littles. My, sister-in-law has a new baby and their family came, and, eating too much, even though I limited sweets, it's still unavoidable from time to time that the kids get more sweets than planned. And it was just fun. It was awesome. And you could see in the photo that I shared in the email, like Jack has the cutest little bow tie. And there's just something about getting all the boys dressed in their Easter outfits and the little pastel colors. I don't know. It was just magic. I loved it. There's something special about spring in the Midwest. You've heard me say it before. And it's finally happening here. So really celebrating that and spending a lot of time outside, including taking family photos. We just did this recently as well. And oh my goodness, it is one of the events, shall we call it, that I feel so much stress over. Not my own photo shoots. Those are a freaking good time. It's basically like me going out to lunch or getting a mani-pedi. Like, I love it. But when you are basically dressing 5 people, I coordinate all of the outfits, and that's fun too. But the day of, like, coordinating naps and snacks and trying to provide my little ones with treats so that they will even participate in this. There's like that window from, I don't know, like 13-ish months to 2.5 where they move, they're walking, they're babbling, and they have strong opinions, but they don't yet really know what's going on. And I find it to be the hardest age for a lot of things, travel and photo shoots. So we survived, and I'm so grateful because it's always worth it. I love getting photos, and it's always a thing, but thankful for it. And I shared one of those photos inside the email as well. It's just so sweet. We did this photo shoot outside, and the trees are blooming, and just wonderful. It melts my heart to look at that. I swear, if you would have told past me, like 10-year ago me, that I would be married with 3 boys and talking about our springtime photo shoot living in the suburbs of Chicago, it would have been like an unbelievable story. Like, I would not have believed it. And so here we are. And that is what this work is all about. It's about reinventing yourself, not from a place of lack, not from a place of there's something wrong with you, you need to fix yourself. Like, I don't think there's something wrong with me. I don't think there was something wrong with past me. Past me isn't damaged or broken or anything like that. It's simply that you will live your life anyways. And if you do it on default, your brain focuses on negativity and creating more lack because of the primitive brain being wired for survival. And if you know that and you understand the brain, you can rewire your brain for whatever you want, for your dreams and for happiness. And that's truly why I do this work. So, little side note there, but I can't help myself. So as I mentioned, the weather is just getting to be so much nicer here in Chicago. So we're spending a lot of time outside. I'm not pregnant, as I've mentioned multiple times, and that makes for such a better experience for me. The last couple of summers I've been pregnant and so nauseous and caring for other ones, and I am soaking it all up. Health is such a privilege, and I have been really just remembering that as I focus on getting stronger and strength training and feeling good in my body and cherishing that and having a great relationship with my body. So many of you have signed up for my weight loss coaching. This is kind of a side note, but I shared that I have a new course called How I Lost 50 Pounds in 4 months after having my third baby. And it's just been so much fun to utilize these tools in a different way. I would say in the last couple of years, I've taken on so many private clients and mastermind clients and some clients inside the membership as well. And helping you lose weight utilizing my system and my tools has just been a lot of fun. It's been a good time to see my own transformation and then to see yours as well. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Otherwise, I am focusing heavily on growing my business this year and having so much fun changing my offers, making them so much more specific and tailored to what you all are asking for and what you want. And I continue to do that. I want to be someone who always is thinking about you and what you want and delivering that in spades. It's what fuels me when I hear about your transformations and you doing this work. It's fuel to the fire. It inspires me and is just awesome. So thank you so much for being a part of this community. I also want to let you know that private coaching is here for the very first time. You may have already noticed this. I know some of you who are not even in the membership, but listening to the podcast, you have already figured this out, even though I haven't talked about it much, that I am now offering private coaching, and I have never done this before. It's a way to work with me on a much deeper level. So if you go on over to momonpurpose.com/support, you will be taken to the private coaching page where you can submit your application if this is something you're interested in. I am only taking on clients who I know I can help. So if I don't think that I can help you get the results that you want, then I will not work with you. And that is intentional. That's by design. I really want to make sure you have the right support. I don't think that every coach is for every person. I do think that every healthy human could benefit from a coach. Now, whether and to what extent I'm the right coach depends on what you have going on in your life and whether my expertise and experience over the last 7+ years coaching aligns with that. So if you would like to work together in that respect or you want more information, we can have a call about it, but you first need to submit your application because that'll help me see if this is something that makes sense to move forward with. So again, that's over at momonpurpose.com/support. Other than that, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, we implemented a new evening routine that is a little bit more structured, and that's been really fun because we did this with our morning routine a while back and it was very successful for us. And you know me, I'm all about testing and finding out what works. And so we are testing and finding out what is the best evening routine for us. Mostly because we wanted to add in strength training for my husband, Steve, and me. And that's exactly what we're doing. So more to come on that. I'm always tweaking and fine-tuning our routines and just helping the changes that align with our circumstances and with our priorities and values go more smoothly. It's just like I talk about when summer comes. Summer can be a great opportunity for you to have structure and routine and ease and flow all at the same time, but it doesn't just happen by chance. What happens by chance is sort of a free-for-all. So you've got to apply these tools. And if you're just getting started, I welcome you into the Mom on Purpose membership over at momonpurpose.com/coaching. And I can help you create the days, the routines, the structure that you are looking for to optimize what's already working so you can live into your best life personally and as a family. All right, my beautiful friends, thanks for joining me. If there's anything that resonated with you that you would like to connect with, send me a DM over at mom.onpurpose. I would love to hear from you. And with that, I will talk with you next month on the next Life Lately. Take care.